Hi guys, I'm Dan. I do know quite a few in the room, but so I'm Dan, writer producer for Bloody Hell Nana, and hope you guys enjoyed. It was good fun making.
All right, let's find out a little bit about the process behind the film. How did it come about?
So it was actually our final production at university. So it was me and Jacob, the director. We lived together in final year, and we always wanted to make our last film together. And then the actual idea, it's heavily based on experiences with my own Nana, who's actually up there now.
Give us a wave, Nan.
If she knows what's going on.
Hi.
Nana, give a wave.
Hello.
Yes, a lot of time that I spent with my Nana, a lot of different experiences. And then we sort of brainstormed the idea, and it came from that. A lot of different drafts, lots of different revisions, but pretty happy with the end result, really. Yeah, I think. So
how did it change the end result from what you've maybe first put down on paper?
It's a lot less shit, I'll say that. The differences from the first shot, I don't know, just a lot more pace to it. I always had that core message that I wanted to say, but I think it's got a lot funnier over the drafts, I hope.
So you and Jacob, you say you worked together on a number of projects.
Yes.
Did you know each other before university?
No. So we met in first year at uni. We worked on. So Lewis, who I was DOP, we did a film together. He directed, I wrote, which was the first one we did together. Jacob worked on that, and then we've worked on a few films now. Jacob's directed a few films. We've got a really good partnership. Really, we've got pretty similar sense of humour, which works for a comedy. So that really helped when we lived together in final year. We were sort of bouncing ideas off of each other. There's a lot of the jokes there that just came from random. Oh, what about that? Oh yeah, that works. And then it sort of just went from there. So that did really help with the process.
So the two of you working together makes things much smoother in terms of a writing process. As much as you are credited as the writer, do you find a lot of it is actually collaborative between you and the director?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, because Jacob is a writer himself. He's a pretty good one. He's all right. And again, we've got quite similar writing styles and stuff. So again, as I said, it helped with us having quite similar comedic tastes. But I think just spending so much time together, living together and also working on it helped. And then we had, during the process of developing it, we had an exec producer, who's a writer director himself, who's amazing, who helped a lot. And it was just a lot of table reads, lots of bouncing ideas around. And I think with a comedy as well, that does help a lot. 'Cause it's hard to think of so many jokes yourself. So a lot of it won't be me, it's other people. So I think, especially with comedy, it's a very collaborative process.
Being students, you presumably don't have much of a budget behind you for making films like this. How much did that influence the film that you ultimately designed? Yeah,
I think so. With other films like shorts we've done, it basically been no money, but this one we had a little bit more money, so we did a crowdfunder, and then we got some money from university, so that did help a lot. So we had a little bit of money to play with compared to other things, but it's just being thrifty. Like the actual idea, I knew it would be cheapish to make. So the flat at the start, that's my Nana's actual flat. The whole shooting process, so my mum and dad live around the corner, so that was our base for the whole shoot. My mum did all the catering, so we all had 2 meals a day for 3 days, which did help my morale a lot. So I think having that in mind helps a lot, but also I think it ends up helping the writing, because you realise that you can't just do whatever you want. You actually have to really think about what's the core message you want to say. So we couldn't have, I think at one point we had Nana falling off a scooter, and then I think after a few drafts realised, that probably won't work, and I think we need a bit of insurance for that. So we sort of had to strip it back a bit, but I do think it's helped with the end product.
Did anything change from what was on the script to what ended up on the final screen just through the actual production process?
The only thing really, I think, was just we had a little bit at the end. So basically we shot something at the end that had a grandparent and a grandson sort of walking past to sort of mirror that relationship and how the change in relationship dynamics and how those two walking past, that might be them in 50, 60 year time, whatever it is. Apart from that, no, it was pretty tight. I think we were quite lucky that we were proper on it with the schedule. Nothing really went wrong. We were, as usual with productions, you're a little bit behind, but we were pretty honest. There wasn't really loads that got left. It's pretty similar to the script.
Were you also a part of the actual shooting process?
So I AD, again, because it was a shooting production, I was doing lots of different things. So script supervised, first AD'd, produced. Just herding people, everything. Wanted to make sure, again, because it was my house, Nan was fighting everything. I knew the location, so it was riding mobility scooters to different locations, lots of random things. So yeah, I got my hands dirty.
What would you say was the hardest challenge that you had to overcome?
I think on set, definitely, because we shot the scene with the dog first. And I think that was the first thing we said, if we did it again, we would not shoot that scene first, because that was an absolute fucking nightmare. He was just, because that's my dog Dexter, who's usually the most chill guy ever. He decided that day he did not want to act. So he was just pulling, he was supposed to eat that try and eat that chocolate at the end, which was actually dog chocolate, and he didn't want to do that, so he just pulled away, which I think sort of worked. But yeah, so I'll probably try and get some easier scenes done first to sort of get us in the flow. But I think once we got that, we sort of realised that it's not going to get any harder than that, so that did sort of help. But yeah, I would say try and get some easier scenes done first.
Filming in an area like Buckshaw Village, did you end up having some public intervention?
A couple. It was all the only ones we did have were quite positive. So we did have a little kid that lived around the corner from me that was watching us filming, and then we could see him sort of in the corner trying to hide himself, because to him it's like, oh, it's a Hollywood production now, and it's obviously just us lot messing around. So then we did end up getting him involved, and he did come and watch. And actually, I just realised we've not sent him that film. We did say we were going to send him that, so probably should knock on his door and let him know. But yeah, we didn't have many. It was just the odd, our producer Caitlin. She was making sure cars weren't going past and stuff. We didn't really have anyone, because probably Buckshaw Village is quite quiet anyway. I think if we were somewhere rough like Chorley that I live now, it might have been a bit worse. But it's pretty quiet. So yeah, it was all right.
What comedy influences have you got?
That's a rough one. I think there's a lot of the British comedians. I don't even know if I want to say anything, because it'll end up being it's not as good as that. But I think a big one that a lot of people have said that Banana's is Madge from Benidorm. That sort of that northern. So she actually did go as Madge for my 21st party. So that was quite funny. So she was in Fake Town. But yeah, so a lot of the British comedians, like the Peep Show, things like that. But yeah, a lot of northern comedians, but I try not to say too much, because I'm not that good, sir.
Well, I don't know. I think you got a great reception there, and we certainly had at least the 7 laugh test was passed. Certainly by the audience that we have here. Historically, comedy is one of the hardest genres to shoot and to film, and it's brave doing that as a student, let alone as a professional, to be able to do it. What is it, do you think, that is the secret to getting it right? Because you have.
Well, I think with ours, as we said, it was a lot of drafts, so it was nowhere near as funny as it ended up being. And also, we were incredibly lucky with the actors that we had. So Joan, who's Margaret, Joan's somewhere where she's there. So that's Joan. She's just incredible. When we were going through casting, it was me and Jacob were sat there, and we saw Joan. She was just doing this silly little comedy sketch. Which that's her. That's it. So these are Joan's from down south. You wouldn't think so. She sounds like she's born and bred in in the northwest. So that helps a lot. And yeah, performances are massive, and yeah, being collaborative. It's hard to be funny on your own, but when you've got 10 different people saying 10 different jokes, none of them might be bad, but one might be good, and I think that's the main thing.
I'd like to open it up to the audience now, if that's okay with you. Jack's going to come around the microphone. If you've got any questions that you'd like to ask Dan, by all means, please just pop your hand up and we'll come over.
Thanks very much, Ed. Right then, audience Q&A. We've not tested this wireless mic as far back, so audience, over to you. Who wants to be brave? No, but I'll actually take this one first. So this is the first film that we've screened here at Firestorm through the Lancashire Filmmakers strand. If none of you are aware, we like to champion local filmmakers as much as we can across the Lancashire Film Network family of film festivals. How important are opportunities like this to screen brilliant work like Bloody Hell Nana in incredible environments like this? How important are festivals like this to the region and to filmmakers like yourself?
Oh, very. So when we've been going through sort of the festival process and picking out what we think our film would work at, it's festivals like this that I think we need to target, and it's getting it out to people that are in the region. people that want to see this sort of work. But yeah, so I think it's massive for films like ours and for people that are trying to break in the industry like we are. Yeah.
Right. Anyone else? Oh, here we go.
I really enjoyed it. I think it was a great film. I mean, I lost my mum to dementia a few years ago, and I think in the build-up to particularly the last 6 months, there was a lot of humour in the interactions between her and me. Some of the way she was interacting were quite funny. It was surprising to see, even though it was actually kind of a tragic kind of roll to the end of her, basically, before she died, bro. There was that sense that there's actually a lot of humour in the way that she was behaving, some of the outrageous things she was doing. And I think the way that Nana was portrayed there really captures a sense of that as well. I mean, there is a kind of underlying tragedy to the way the film's done. I mean, was that something you were kind of aiming for?
100%, yeah. That was the thing that we were sort of going for throughout the whole process. Because again, as you said, there is comedy in it. So like my grandma now, not that it's sort of based on, since this has happened, she got knocked over by a dog, hit her head, and she's gone from being completely fine to now being in a nursing home and sort of a worse version of that. And the type of things she's doing now are things that would never expect her to do. But you've just got to laugh, haven't you? Like, as you said, it's weird. It's the balance between comedy and drama. It's a hard one to get, but I think it's essential. And
yeah, I think you nailed it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anybody else? Anyone else? You at the back.
Hey Dan.
You're right.
What was your favourite scene to actually film on the day?
It's got to be the Trevor one, I think. I think we had the most fun with that. Obviously, right outside our house. Jeff, who played Trevor, was just hilarious. Something about the way he performed it was just so funny. Yeah, probably that one. That was nice because we had the whole crew was there. It was where our base was. Yeah, that was really funny. And I think that was the one when we wrote it, and when we were thinking about what was going to be the funniest part, I think we thought that would be the one that probably got the most laughs. And yeah, I think it ended up playing quite well, so that was good.
Anyone else? Go on.
So Dan, you know me. This is my real voice, ladies and gentlemen, who've been watching the film. I'm not that lady from up north, but I'm the person from down south. In front of everybody here, I just want to say thank you and the entire team involved on this film for many reasons, and I did mention this before we came in, of how professional this film was from the first day until we finished. You had a clear vision of what you wanted. So did Jacob, who's sitting next to me. But everybody knew what they wanted, and it made myself and Ed's job easier because you had clear directions for us. And we can only hope, I know Ed and Laura aren't here tonight, but we can only hope that we've, delivered that for you. And honestly, I mean, I've been doing this a long time and I've worked with crews, but you've been so professional. And if this is what you can do with how we did it, the world is your oyster and yours, Jacob. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to be in it. And I hope this goes further and further and further. And thank you, sir, for showing this film and getting behind the young people up here, because by God, they deserve it. Thank you.
Cheers, Joe.
It is our absolute pleasure to bring films like this to the Arc Cinema Preston and across our festival. So thank you for supporting Lancashire Film Network events. Any other audience questions? Oh, here we go. Over to you, Roberto.
The bit of dialogue at the start while she's watching the TV and from a soap opera, was that real, or I take it was made up?
Yeah, it was made up. Yeah, so in the script, and when we thought of it, it was like it was a Jeremy Kyle style show that she was watching. Yeah, that's probably a question for Jacob how they did it. But yeah, that was dubbed. Yeah, that wasn't real.
I thought that was the funniest moment of the thing.
Oh, good. Good.
It just got me for some reason. The bit where he's saying, "I'll do it again." You know?
Yeah, it's good. Thank you.
Fully agree with you about the Jeremy Kyle bit. When I watched that film for the first time last week when we were marketing this event, that was one of the things that really made me chuckle. Any other audience questions? I think audiences are happy, so I shall hand it back over to Mr. Greenberg for the Lancashire Film Network Golden Question, as we like to call it.
Thank you very much. Well, a couple of questions, but let's just start, because student work is difficult. You've answered some great questions on that already. We share a lot of what we do with students. We work closely with the university that's here. What university was it that you came from?
Met Film School, Manchester. Yeah.
Look what they're producing at Met Film School in Manchester. For students who may potentially get to watch this Q&A, who may be just starting out in their first year and can see where you've got to over the course of your 3 years and the rest of your student team as well. What advice would you give just to those first year students who are coming up?
I think find your people. So I found Jacob quite early on, found Lewis quite early on. There was probably about 10 people at uni that, so like we had this film and then there was another film that Matt made, Safe Space, which is incredible. Premiered at Manchester Film Festival, was just amazing. When he was making that, I was just like, ours is not going to be that good. But yeah, I think that really helps is having a core group of people that know what they're doing. We've all got different skill sets that we bring to the table. And two, we're going to work hard and going to try the best on the set. So we worked really hard making sure that their film was as good as it could be. They worked really hard for ours. So I think, finding your people as early on as you can, because there'll be plenty of people, especially at film schools, that go because they think, I just watch films and then write about them and then I make a funny film and then I've done my degree, which a lot of it is. But I think it's finding your people early and making sure that you're working hard and not wasting the opportunity. It's a lot of money.
So what's next for this film? Are you on the circuit? Are we expecting to see you at other festivals anytime soon?
Yes, we've set to a few festivals. We had Durham Film Festival last week, a week before, I think it was. So we didn't manage to go to that, but that did really well. We won People's Choice, and Joan actually won Best Actor of the whole festival, which not surprising, but it was really nice. So we had a few reviews coming through for that, which have been really positive, which is quite surreal. But yes, we've set to a few festivals. We're on a Lift-Off Festival, and then we're just waiting back to hear from quite a few different festivals. So we'll see where it goes.
Excellent. Well, I think it's probably very safe to say, unofficially, we will probably see you again in February for the Firestorm Film Festival proper, when that comes around. What is next, though, for you guys?
Let's see. So I'm just finishing my Masters in screenwriting at University of Manchester, so I'm writing my final feature film now and a pilot. So personally, it's just submitting to a lot of competitions, trying to get an agent, things like that. But for us, it's just keep making things as much as you can. And obviously, it's difficult now when you're not being DOSY students and you've got all the time on your hands and you have to actually work and make money. But I think it's just squeezing out the time to try and get something else made.
But you're absolutely right. Connection is one of the most important things, especially when you're young. Meet as many people as you can, talk to as many people as you can. Coming to events like this is ideal as well. Festivals that we'll have in February as well will be great. As many as you can get to. You, all your crew, go to it, talk to people, meet people, make friends with festival directors, because they can introduce you to everybody, which would be great. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed what you've seen here this evening, all 5 of the films that we've had, we'll be back again in August for another Firestorm Presents. We're going to be a little bit edgier in August. We're going to have some more controversial films, maybe some more talking point films coming up in August. We're taking a little bit of a break over in July because we're prepping for Lytham International Film Festival, which is above us. So if you have enjoyed what you've seen tonight and you're hungry for more, join us in August, but definitely consider coming along and joining us for Lytham International Film Festival, because that's 4 days full of world-class content. And many of the filmmakers that we have at Lytham have gone on to get nominated and to win BAFTAs and Oscars. So we've got world-class content there, as well as content from brand new upcoming stars as well, and regional stars. So anything you could imagine. Have a look at the lift.com website and have a look. You can always drop us an email as well if you've got any questions, but it'd be absolutely wonderful to see some of you there. And as always, if you have enjoyed yourselves, please tell your friends. Let's get this audience as full as we possibly can for every season and every session that we do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. If you'd like to come and join us for a drink afterwards, we're going to be going to Argento Lounge next door. But for now, please give all of the filmmakers a huge round of applause, especially bloody hell, Nana.